Welcome to the Tinley Chamber Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Garrett Gray. As evidenced by the cold weather outside, February 2019 is here and in full swing. So stay inside by the warm glow of your TV because we have a great lineup for you today on the Tinley Chamber Spotlight Show. We have 4 guests who are members of the Tinley Chamber of Commerce who are here to talk about how their business can benefit you. But before we get to our guests today, I have a quick announcement. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 13th. It's the 10th annual Brew and Vine Festival. That's right, 10th annual Brew and Vine. It's a great event at the Tinley Park Convention Center. There's tons of craft beer, wine, food, music, entertainment, and lots more. For more information, contact the Tinley Chamber of Commerce at 708-532-5700 or go online to www.tinleychamber.org. Now on to the show. My first guest is the brand manager for Lou Malnati's Pizzeria. Please welcome to the show, Meggie Lindberg. Welcome to the show, Meggie.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. So tell us a little bit about Lou Malnati's Pizza. We can see it. It smells so good here in the studio. And how you got involved with Lou Malnati's.
I've been with Lou Malnati's for 11 years now. I started in the marketing department and have kind of been around for quite a while. But I always joke I'm still sort of new. We've got a lot of employees that have worked with us for 30, 40 years even. The company's been around since 1971.
Wow.
The Malnati family still owns and operates it. So at 11 years young, I'm still a newbie.
Wow. Well, this is a great product to market, I'm sure. It's very alluring here in the studio. So how many locations are there for Lou Malnati's?
We currently have 50 plus locations here in Chicago, and then we have 3 locations in the Phoenix, Arizona market.
Wow. Wow, that's quite a distance, Phoenix to Chicago.
There's a lot of Chicago transplants out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And it's good to have some deep dish pizza out on the West Coast, being represented out on the West Coast. So I know there's a location here in Tinley Park. Could you tell the audience a little bit about that location?
Sure. We've been in Tinley Park since 2009. It started as a carry-out and delivery location, meaning we didn't have sit-down service. But as of December 2nd, we now have full-service restaurant. We were able to expand into the adjacent space. So the existing carry-out hasn't changed, is still there. But if you walk through just a quick doorway, you'll see a beautiful new restaurant.
Oh, wow. And I have a good friend, whenever she was in town in Tinley Park, she had to go to Lou Malnati's and get her carry-out of her deep dish pepperoni pizza. So I know that people, when they're in town, they do love the deep dish. And it's great now that they can sit down. What other amenities are with the new place?
The new restaurant has a full-service bar. When the weather finally gets a little bit warmer, we will have outdoor seating. There's also a private space, so you can rent it for gatherings, you can rent it for family parties, for special occasions, and just the very essence of being able to dine in and stop in with us and get that pizza right out of the pan. There's nothing that beats it.
Wow! So you can get your rehearsal wedding dinner or maybe your reception at Lou Malnati's.
Oh, absolutely! Yeah, we have a lot of people that come to us for rehearsal dinners and other large family events and special occasions.
So why the conversion to the full service restaurant?
Well, it has a lot to do with what I just talked about. So we at Malnati's are big on tradition. We're big on sharing a meal. That's what our business started as, is something that people could gather around together, have as a family, have with friends and family for special occasions and that sort of thing. So our carryout and delivery locations are great for servicing those sorts of things in your home, but sometimes people want to go out. So this was definitely our attempt at allowing to have a gathering place in the Tinley Park community.
Absolutely. And so how many employees does the Malnati's have in the Tinley Park location?
It will have somewhere between 125 to 150. Now, keep in mind that's a lot of part-time positions. It's a lot of seasonal positions. We get kids that come back for summers to work with us, people that might be just working a couple of shifts a week because they're in school, things like that. So it might seem high, but we have a fully staffed management team, which includes 4 managers who are full-time.
Awesome. Yeah, and that actually doesn't seem too high, because when you have a lot of people coming to your restaurants because of its popularity, you need the service there when it's needed, and you have shifts. People can't work the whole time Malnati's is open. So I know you guys do a bang-up job with great business, selling great pizza. So that sounds reasonable to me. Now, what are some of your best-selling flavors here?
Well, deep dish is definitely our best seller. And Lou Malnati always said sausage ruled in Chicago. In a lot of places across the country, pepperoni is kind of the signature, most popular topping. But here in Chicago, it's all about sausage. So our best seller is our classic, which is sausage with extra cheese and our famous butter crust. So that's our best seller. But we do sell quite a bit of thin crust as well.
Well, I got to tell you, it's hard to give an interview with this temptation right here in front of us. Could you tell the audience what flavor this pizza pie is?
This is a deep dish cheese with butter crust.
Yeah, it smells excellent. I hope the staff can have a bite or two after the interview. I'm a sausage lover, just as you mentioned, the demographic, and but cheese will do fine too. So, who are your ideal customers?
Well, lucky for us, everybody loves pizza. So
true. Guilty as charged.
So we say everybody. Everybody's our customer. But again, we are all about gathering and sharing a meal together. So whoever that is that you want to share a meal with, that's who this is for.
Now, Valentine's Day is coming up. So are there any promotions or plans at Lou Malnati's to celebrate Valentine's Day to get the couples in there?
We do heart-shaped pizzas, which are really fun and a really great way to celebrate the holiday, especially if you're sharing with your family. Kids love it, that sort of thing. We also get a lot of people that come in for that special night, dine in with us. It's kind of the best of both worlds, this Tinley Park location. The aesthetic is beautiful. There's nothing chain-like about our locations. Each of them have their individual personality. Wow. They're carefully designed and crafted. So it's a real, family-friendly place, but I think what people will find is that the design is really a notch above our competitors, and is going to be not only great food and service and the quality pizza that you love, but an awesome ambiance as well.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about that ambiance, like the decor. What does that involve at the Tinley Park location?
So the Tinley location, you'll have a little bit of an urban feel to it. I know we're pretty far from the city out here, but it's really infused with some urban elements. There's a lot of metal and kind of old industrial gears, and a lot of just really unique lighting fixtures and little touches. So it's definitely something that we think brings a whole new dining experience to the area.
Excellent. It sounds great. Now, does Lou Malnati's have any other plans for expansion? You mentioned Arizona, they're in there, Chicago, but anywhere else?
We'll continue to expand in the Arizona market, but we'll probably continue our expansion here in Chicago and bleed out into the surrounding areas a little bit more. I don't think you'll see us jumping to another big city anytime soon. It will happen eventually, but for now we're still focused on bleeding out from the Chicago area, maybe inching up towards the Wisconsin border or Indiana border.
Excellent, yeah. Well, our time is fleeting, Meggie. Do you have a closing remark to our audience out there?
Well, we'd just love for everybody to just stop by and check out the space. And if you haven't had our pizza, I hope you have. We think that if you check out the space and check out the pizza, we'll have you coming back for more.
Well, thanks, Meggie. For more information on Lou Malnati's Pizza, contact the Tinley Chamber of Commerce at 708-532-5700 or go online to www.tinleychamber.org. My second guest is an associate with Jonker and Associates, certified professional accountants. Please welcome to the show, Ryan Jonker. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks, Garrett. Nice to be here.
Glad to have you here.
Absolutely.
Now, Ryan, tell us a little bit about Jonker and Associates. First thing I noticed is your last name is the same in the company's name. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that and how you got involved.
Okay, so Jonker and Associates is a multi-generational family firm. We're a boutique firm. We've been around for about 50 years in the Tinley Park area. We're actually right down the street. It's kind of, it's been in existence for 50 years and therefore it's kind of something that I've been raised on. I've always been exposed to this environment. The people that I now work with, some have been there over 20 years, so they're kind of like a family to me. So my involvement basically began when I went to school. I knew that I wanted to pursue something in the field of business, and kind of as a requisite, I was required to take accounting courses. And some people may agree it's not the most exciting subject in the world, but on the summers I was given the opportunity to intern for the firm. And at that point in time, I was able to kind of interact with the clients, get a feel for their businesses and their professional life, and advise them and kind of grow with them as they grew their businesses. And it was something that I found that I was pretty good at, and it was something that I really enjoyed and was not necessarily exposed to in a college classroom setting. So that's kind of what drew me into that experience, and I've been with them ever since I graduated college.
Excellent. So you had some good hands-on experience at the ground level and knew that was something you wanted to do.
Yeah, I think so.
Any pressure from the family then?
No, not at all. My folks were pretty good with it. My dad is the managing partner right now, and he always said, it would be great if you went into the business, but do whatever you want to do. Go out there, explore, see what works well with you. If you end up back here, great. If not, that's
Excellent.
fine too.
A great advantage for you from a worker standpoint is you have much more experience than your age tells somebody. That's really good.
Yeah,
to get started at a very young age.
Sure, I agree.
So tell us a little bit more about Jonker and Associates. What do you guys do? What do you guys offer your customers?
So we're a certified public accounting firm, which means that we handle not only the individual, but a lot of small businesses and corporate clients. We handle about 700 individuals in terms of tax preparation and about 200 when it comes to corporate tax and accounting preparation. Wow. We also have a wealth management division called Capital Wealth Management. So any type of financial planning or retirement planning, anything that kind of runs the gamut in the financial space, we handle that as well. Unlike some other firms, our individual tax planning is just a small part of what we do on a day-to-day basis. Our corporate accounting, business planning, mergers and acquisitions, and anywhere in between keeps us busy all year round. So we see a lot of different businesses, industries, individuals. We're kind of a financial affairs team leader, if you will, when it comes to that sort of thing.
Excellent. Now, how big is your team at Jonker and Associates?
We've got 8 on staff right now, so we're a boutique firm. We're small, but we put out a lot of work. We've got a mixture of CPAs, investment advisor representatives, associates, office administrators, so we can put out a lot of work for our size. And we've got plenty of experience. Like I said, we've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah, 50 years, right? And you've been based in Tinley for 50 years?
Yeah, we have.
Okay,
Yeah.
and your location now, I know in Tinley has been there for, the new location's been here for how many years approximately?
Well, we were originally in a professional park, and then when we built our building, it was a little over 20 years ago.
Okay.
But we haven't moved really more than a couple blocks.
Well, that's pretty good stability, not
Yeah.
only staying in the same village, but also keeping it within the family.
Sure.
That's very, very good.
Yeah, it's worked out really well.
Absolutely. So tax season is coming up in April. And you guys service both businesses and also individuals. Is there anything that the audience would want to know about?
Yeah, you know what? I'm sure the audience will understand that this year, more than any in the recent past, has included a lot of changes to the tax law.
Absolutely.
There is a myriad of different things. I could get into some of the minutia, but it really is, it depends a lot on the individual, and that's kind of one of the things that we specialize in, is consulting with the individual, understanding their business, their background, their family, and making sure that we give them the best advice, utilizing all the tax advantages and tax code updates that we can. So I would just say that if if you want to get into some more granular detail, the audience can feel free to give us a call or stop on by.
Okay, sounds good. And that's a good point. It sounds like you guys are very hands-on. It's not a cookie cutter, one size fits all.
Right.
You custom it to the customer.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Excellent. For more information regarding Jonker and Associates, you can contact the Village at 708-532-5700. The Tinley Chamber of Commerce, or go online on www.tinleychamber.org. Now, Ryan, I want to ask, you mentioned some of your stuff that you give out to customers, financial planning. So does that include retirement planning?
Absolutely. No, great question. It's everything. Retirement planning, college savings, individual retirement accounts, individual investment accounts, really anything in between, whether it's variable annuities.
Yeah.
We kind of specialize in a whole host and myriad of investment products. Everyone's very knowledgeable about it. If it's not something that we necessarily handle, we have an extensive professional network that we deal with and represent on a day-to-day basis. So again, going back to that, we're kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Something you mentioned was college planning. That interests me. I've never heard of that term before. What does college planning entail?
Well, college planning is basically utilizing a couple of different tools, whatever may be available to you, to ensure that you're thinking about the future for either your child or for a loved one's child right now, and utilizing every method that you can in order to make sure that it's not something that kind of catches you by surprise,
Right.
or that you're not buried in student loans. It's a thing that I think a lot of young people right now are not necessarily exposed to. A lot of the older generations are kind of familiar with it and kind of start looking into it, on behalf of maybe their grandchildren or their children. But it really is something that I think a lot of younger people can start to take a look at, and we'd like to continue to do that in the future.
I think that's huge. There is a lack of education for the young people to even have that knowledge, to know that opportunity is out there. Because when time's on your side, start doing that when you're younger.
Sure.
So do you see a lot of that? I'm sure you see more retirement planning possibly.
We do. We see a lot of our business owners and clients nearing the retirement age and start really thinking about that. Not a lot of young people. It's something that I've noticed, that there seems to be kind of a lack of education right now in most of our school systems pertaining to financial stability, wealth management, financial planning, that sort of thing. So I think we've got a few younger people in the firm right now, and I think it's going to be a good path forward to connect with some of these younger people and kind of explain to them the options and let them know that we're there, and it's time to get started now.
I totally agree. Now, you mentioned technology too. Do you guys help people with technology? Is a big disruptor. It's always changing. Do you help people with the most recent technology for accounting?
Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff within the past couple of years that has come out. Accounting for a long time has been kind of a paper and pencil industry.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of neat things right now, whether it's data management and transmission or third-party accounting products that a lot of us at the firm kind of keep a finger on the pulse of, and we make sure that our clients know that these things are available to them, or if they're kind of dipping their toes in the water, that we're there to help them, whether it be QuickBooks or some other third-party system. We're very knowledgeable in that as well.
Excellent. Well, Ryan, our time is almost up. Is there something you want to say to our studio audience about Jonker and Associates?
Sure. Really, this landscape is constantly changing. Laws are constantly changing. Life changes are occurring, whether foreseen or unforeseen. It can be a total whirlwind. We totally get that. If you'd like some peace of mind, you just want to talk to somebody, weigh out your options, do a little bit of planning, just kind of have a shoulder to lean on, give us a call or stop in. We're there all the time.
Well, thank you for your time on our show, Ryan. Jonker and Associates, continued success.
Thank you very much.
My last guests are with South Suburban College. Please welcome to the show Miss Rebecca Garcia and Mr. Alex Smith. Welcome, Rebecca. Welcome, Alex.
Hello. Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Glad to have you guys on the show. Now, tell us what your positions are at South Suburban College. Starting with you, Rebecca.
Okay, so I am the Director of Extension Services. What that means is that I oversee the extension site that we have. We have an extension site conveniently located in Oak Forest to serve the residents of the western portion of our district, which includes Tinley Park. I also oversee the Business and Career Institute, which is all of our corporate and community development, sustainability, career training programs such as Alex's program, and the building itself.
Awesome. And that's in Oak Forest. They also have a campus in South Holland, isn't that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent. So Alex, your position at South Suburban College.
I am the program manager for the Highway Construction Careers Training Program at the Oak Forest Center.
Okay, and you have classes coming up soon?
Yes, classes will begin in February 25th.
Okay, excellent. So Rebecca, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with South Suburban College.
Wow, where do I start? I started off as a student, like so many of our employees and instructors and professors do. About 10 years ago, I was hit by the recession.
Yeah.
I had I was in banking and I needed something new, so I was a returning adult and went back to school, started there as a student worker and continued to move my way up. I worked in our testing center, which is at our Oak Forest Center as well. We do high-stakes testing for paraprofessionals and work with different entities like Pearson VUE and ACT, and moved into the role that Alex serves in now. And when my dean retired, I was able to move into her position.
Well, that's pretty inspirational. I mean, recession, something negative happens, you make a positive. Not only do you go back to school, but you never leave. You become instrumental to the organization itself. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, South Suburban literally changed my life. It was the best decision I ever made. Investing in yourself, that's a big decision, especially for somebody like me. I was first generation going to college.
Wow.
My father was an immigrant from Mexico, so, first generation completely even being here. And so those are big decisions sometimes, but it was one that I don't second guess whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a great success story.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. And so now you are director at the Oak Forest campus.
Correct.
And how long has that campus been in Oak Forest?
So we've had the extension site since 1992.
Okay.
South Suburban College has actually been in existence. We just celebrated our 90th anniversary last year, so we're moving into 91.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's one of the oldest community colleges in the country, especially Illinois. But we're very, very proud of that.
Yeah, that longevity speaks volumes to the quality. The fact that it can persist throughout the years, no matter what. I mean, that survived the Great Depression.
We have survived and seen a lot.
Wow, that's excellent. So what's South Suburban College's motto?
Way more options.
Wow.
We have a lot of different options, whether it be a company or a corporation looking for items that help you become more resilient, such as, succession planning or onboarding and HR issues, or you're a returning adult who either wants to change your career or move in a different direction in the same career that you're in. You can be in high school, or, we have extracurricular programs, and I mean, it's a plethora. You literally get to weigh your options.
Awesome. So you have options for new students that are returning to become a student again, and businesses, if my understanding is correct.
One of the pleasures I get is to oversee the Business and Career Institute, which again is located in Oak Forest, and that is our corporate and continuing, corporate development, economic development. We do, really anything. It's customized training, so whatever your company may need, we can look into it. And if we don't have the answer, we definitely have the feelers out in the community to be able to help you find that.
Excellent. Now tell us about there's a new president for South Suburban College, I heard.
There is.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
There is. Dr. Lynette Stokes, she was appointed in the summer and officially assumed her role October 1st. She is a definitely inspirational. She is not only our first female president, she's our very first African American president. Wow. So we're very, very proud to have her, and we know that her leadership is going to take us in a phenomenal direction.
Excellent, excellent. Now, at South Suburban College, they offer both degrees and certificate programs.
That is correct.
Okay, excellent. And we talked about some of the ideal students, and it seems like there's a lot of options for everybody. And with some of those options, what are the school hours that, you have working professionals, what are the school hours that you guys offer?
Right, so that's one of the best things about being a community college and being in the community. Our mission is to serve our students and community however best we can. We offer classes from first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock, all the way through the evening. The Oak Forest Center is also open on Saturdays. So if you still aren't able to find a class sometime between the hours of 8 and 10, you can take a class on a Saturday.
Oh, excellent. That's pretty accommodating, both in class and then do you guys offer online as well?
We do. We offer online classes as well. I can speak volumes to that. I've taken a few at the college, like a Bio 101 or an English 101, something that you might be comfortable with if it's the subject, the subject matter.
Yeah. Now, Alex, we're talking about classes. You mentioned there's sort of a class that begins at the end of February here. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so the Highway Construction Careers Training Program is a 12-week training program that gets women, minorities, disadvantaged people into the construction trades. So what we try to do is we try to train you to find what best fits you for the career path you want to go into the trades. It's 12 weeks, it's hard,
It's mirrored off the apprenticeship programs with the unions.
Yes.
And we have, just unbelievable success stories. We've had the program for how long now?
about 5 years.
5 years.
Okay,
And
excellent.
the program actually exists in 12 different community colleges across the state, and we're probably the most successful. And by success, we mean our graduates are currently in apprenticeship programs or have become journeymen.
Very
So
good.
we have lots of students that have gone in to become, pipe fitters with 597 and the electricians union with local 134 and carpenters and laborers and you name it,
Yeah.
we've got it. So
Excellent.
it really goes to show that it's not just a credit program or a part-time program, or it's really everything. It really depends on what you're looking for, but we have all kinds of different programs there to help
Excellent.
anyone.
Now, I hear South Suburban College has a couple events coming up for April and March. Could you talk to the people about that?
I would love to. So a few of the events that I'm excited that are upcoming, probably the biggest one for us right now, which is hosted by the Business and Career Institute, is the Chicago Women's Conference and Expo. This is our 11th year. We're actually changing the format. It used to be an all-day event, and now we've redesigned it a little bit. We're doing a full breakfast starting at 7:30 in the morning, and it's going to go through all the way till 1:30. There are vendors for shopping. It's really a wonderful day for women. There are a couple different tracks like personal empowerment, health and wellness. There's a wonderful panel like turn your passions into profits.
Oh, that's good.
We're pretty excited this year. We're starting the day, instead of like having a keynote speaker, we're going to have a panel. I believe it will be moderated by our new president, Dr. Lynette Stokes. So we're excited for that.
Excellent.
And then lastly, to end the day, something that's really becoming kind of a big deal is the fashion show. And the entire day really is, it's just so empowering to be able to meet all these different women that are in leadership or want to get into leadership or have that expertise, and it's a wonderful networking opportunity, and it's just really a great day.
That sounds
and
awesome.
that is Friday, March 15th.
Okay, excellent. Now, there's also a scholarship gala here in Tinley Park. We don't have too much time, but if you could tell the people just quickly a little bit about that, the date and what that entails.
Sure. The date of the gala is Friday, April 12th. It is here in Tinley Park. That is probably one of my favorite events throughout the year, because everything that that generates goes back to help students. Our foundation is probably one of the largest. We help, all kinds of different students. Approximately 90% of our students are probably on financial aid or meet that income requirement. So they're really benefiting from this. I myself probably couldn't have done what I've done in college without the foundation.
Excellent. Well, our time's almost up. Is there a message you want to tell the audience about why South Suburban College?
Why not? Whether you're, in high school and you want to take dual credits and earn credits while you're in high school, or you're a returning adult, or you want to just, empower yourself, improve yourself in any way, or you're just looking to somehow help out in the community, we'd love your help in the foundation. And, there are lots of opportunities to do whatever you can.
Well, thank you, Rebecca and Alex. Our time is up. Thanks for being on the show. And that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month.